you have to be able to like to be alone is a very important skill in life because you're inevitably going to be facing such moments.
When I was growing up, there was this statement, I think it was Pascal, he said, all of man's problems arise because he cannot sit by himself in a room for 30 minutes alone.
The idea is that you have to kind of sometimes like to be with yourself. And sometimes being with other people can be a drag, can be painful. There can be people that can inflict a lot of pain on you.
So let's look at it, guys. Loneliness, and what is the answer to loneliness? Well, if you're lonely, it stands to reason that you're not finding people, outside people, that you can connect with.
Meglio solo che mal accompagnato. And that expression has stuck with me for many, many years. It was better to be alone than to be accompanied with someone bad or to have bad company.
The one companion that's always going to be with you is yourself. And I think the first thing we have to do is we have to get ourselves to the point where we don't necessarily need a companion.
But the most important thing of all is to be okay with being alone sometimes, with actually finding it, oddly enough, kind of pleasurable, to not have all those annoying noises, those annoying people, all that narcissism out there, all that crap that we have to deal with.
And now that I'm older, I realize you actually want to, again, rest your mind. You want to learn how to settle into your mind. And now I look forward to solitary confinement. You leave me alone for a day, it'll be like the happiest day I've had in a while.
And I understand personalities. I understand there's difficulty in this. Like for me, I'm very comfortable in my own head. I'm very comfortable alone for hours at a time, for days at a time. It doesn't mean I haven't felt loneliness. It doesn't mean that I don't feel lonely at times, but it's not acute. It's not something I can't deal with.
Right. But really all it is the art of doing nothing. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's important because I think when we grow up, right, there's all this stuff happening to you in your life. And some of it you're processing, some of it you're absorbing, and some of it you should probably think a little bit more about and work through, but you don't. You don't have time. So it gets buried in you. And it's all these preferences and judgments and unresolved situations and issues. And it's like your email inbox. It's just piling up, email after email after email that's not answered, going back 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And then when you sit down to meditate, those emails start coming back at you. Hey, what about this issue? What about that issue? Have you solved this? Did you think about that? You have regrets there? You have issues there? And that gets scary. People don't want to do that. So like, it's not working. I can't clear my mind. I better get up and not do this. But really what's happening is it's self-therapy. It's just that instead of paying a therapist to sit there and listen to you, you're listening to yourself. And you just have to sit there as those emails go through one by one. You work through each of them until you get to the magical inbox 0. And there comes a day when you sit down, you realize the only things you're thinking about are things that happened yesterday because you've processed everything else. Not necessarily even resolved it, but at least listened to yourself. And that's when meditation starts. And I think it's a very powerful thing that everybody should experience. And that's when you arrive upon the art of doing nothing.
Solitude can be a gift or a curse. It all depends on how we use it. Some people dread being alone, while others find it deeply fulfilling. Instead of seeing solitude as isolation, we can use it as a powerful tool for growth. Here are 4 ways to embrace being alone in a healthy and meaningful way. 1. Be your own best companion. We often treat others with kindness, but forget to do the same for ourselves. Imagine you're a guest in your own home. Would you serve yourself a bland meal on a messy table? Probably not. Cook yourself a good meal. Keep your space clean. Speak to yourself with kindness. As Jean-Paul Sartre said, if you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. Learn to enjoy your own presence. 2. Change how you see solitude. Being alone doesn't mean you're disconnected. The world is full of life. Even in an empty room, you are surrounded by sound, air, and thought. Chinese monk Sheng Yen described his solitary retreat. where he found companionship in the sounds of nature and insects. Loneliness is a mindset. If you shift your perspective, solitude can feel peaceful instead of empty. 3. Face yourself instead of escaping. Many people fear solitude because it forces them to confront their thoughts. Instead of running from them, sit with them. Meditate. Journal. Reflect on your emotions. Solitude acts as a mirror, showing who you are when no one is watching. Facing yourself leads to growth, far healthier than numbing emotions with distractions. 4. Use solitude to build something meaningful. Alone time is the perfect opportunity to create, learn, and grow. Many of history's greatest minds thrived in solitude. If you've ever wanted to, write a book, learn a skill, start a project. Now is the time. When you focus on creating instead of consuming, solitude becomes fulfilling rather than lonely. Final thoughts. Solitude is not something to fear. It's a chance to know yourself better. Instead of avoiding it, use it to grow, reflect, and create. If this video resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, embrace your solitude.